Welcome to the Fearful Fright series, where we will be reading with our favorite green ghoul, Grimmer. Now sit back and enjoy this twisted tale. Today our story is called The Red Ruins of Ankaratra. The ruins were not supposed to exist. That was the first problem. Satellite scans over the Ankaratra Massif in central Madagascar had revealed geometric shadows beneath miles of jungle, angles too precise to be natural. Stone corridors. Towers buried in red soil. Nothing in any known Malagasy culture matched the shapes. That's how Dr. Evelyn Marsh convinced the university to fund the expedition. She brought with her Dr. Jonah Pierce, paleoanthropologist, skeptical to a fault. Dr. Lala Rasonaivo, Malagasy historian and linguist. Marcus Hale, field archaeologist and ex-military. Tessa Nguyen, doctoral candidate and survey specialist. Paul Whitaker, documentary photographer. They flew in during the rainy season. The locals in the last village refused to guide them farther. The ground there remembers, an old man said in Malagasy. Lala translated quietly. He says, "Don't wake the children underground." They went anyway. The jungle thickened unnaturally as they approached the coordinates. Trees grew in twisted spirals. Vines hung like veins. The air smelled of iron and rot. Their GPS devices flickered, then died. They found the ruins at dusk. Massive red stone structures jutted from the earth like broken teeth, walls etched with spiraling symbols resembling vertebrae and hands with too many fingers. The architecture was humanoid but wrong, built for bodies shaped like people, but not quite. Marcus ran a hand along the carvings. These aren't decorative, they're anatomical. Tessa swallowed. Like instructions. They descended into a partially collapsed stairwell leading underground. The temperature dropped sharply. Deep below, they found skeletons embedded into the walls, fused with stone, faces frozen in screams, skulls elongated backward. Some skeletons were small, child-sized. But not human. Jonah knelt beside one. These cranial ridges. This isn't Homo sapiens. Not Neanderthal. Not Denisovan. Evelyn whispered, a divergent branch. No, Jonah said. A surviving one. The first scream came from Paul. They found his camera on the floor, still recording. On the footage, tall, pale figures moving through darkness on bent legs. Their joints clicked backward. Their eyes reflected red. Their mouths split vertically when they smiled. Then Paul's scream cut off. Blood trailed into a side corridor. They didn't follow. They barricaded themselves in a chamber carved with murals showing humans being hunted, dragged underground, and changed. The last images showed figures emerging pale and altered, kneeling before larger ones. Lala translated symbols carved beneath. We are the firstborn who remained. The surface forgot us. We did not forget the surface. That night, the clicking began. Claws scraped stone. Voices mimicked their own. Tessa, help me. Marcus fired into the darkness when something rushed the entrance. Screaming followed, wet, tearing. When the noise stopped, Marcus was gone, only his boots left behind, filled with something that wasn't blood. They tried to escape at dawn. The jungle had changed. Paths led in circles. Trees leaned inward. Shapes moved between trunks, watching. Jonah was taken next. Dragged straight down into a burrow that collapsed behind him. His last words echoed up, "They're us, just older." Lala sacrificed herself so Evelyn and Tessa could flee, running toward the helicopter site through red mud and rain. They made it. Barely. Weeks later, back in Europe, Evelyn and Tessa presented their findings. They omitted the footage. They omitted the skeletons. They spoke only of unknown ruins and hostile wildlife. At night, Tessa began to feel pain in her jaw. It hurt to sleep. Evelyn noticed her student avoiding mirrors. One evening, Evelyn heard clicking in the apartment. Tessa stood in the doorway. Her eyes reflected red in the dark. Her mouth opened, splitting vertically. "They said we were chosen," she whispered. "Surface walkers who can go home." Behind her, Evelyn felt her own joints begin to ache. Deep underground in Madagascar, the ruins stirred. The firstborn had learned how to return. And this time, they wouldn't stay hidden.